Hello, YouTube. So I'm finally doing this quest since not on just a week around. Just a week away. So I'll be able to view my live stream here. YouTube's being weird and won't let me do it on my actual account directly. Don't understand. I have this alt account though. Turn on volume so it doesn't echo. Man, I've been in Sumeru for a long time. Not after desert expansion after desert expansion. Got real old of it.
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
My voice sounds different.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon-class commission, right?
I've never heard of that classification before, but sure. We're happy to take this on. Which Archon do you need us to deal with today?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Whoa, really?
Well, that's us for sure.
Freddy will get you everywhere, Paimon. I can't guarantee we'll be able to complete it either.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
Yeah, that's a problem.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
True, that would be a little strange.
In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
Alright then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
4, Act 6. However, unlike most of the time when I stream these, I want to get it done quickly. As quickly as possible. I don't want to be streaming super late. So I want to actually make use of teleport waypoints. Otherwise, I'd normally actually just genuinely walk there to enjoy the scenery and stuff.
We made it to Vamara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hey, you. Know anything about the missing person? It's pretty much a fact that the digital archonist cured everyone suffering from Elazar. Kamar being one of them. Melody's well, I suppose it's about time he made some plans for the future. He's got a long list of things that he wants to try, but I've got a feeling that going to the city to study might open a better path for him than staying here or going out on adventures. If he can become a researcher or something of that order, he won't have to want for anything again. Thank you. Hello. Oh god, I'm gonna miss the water cinema we get specifically for Fontaine.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vamara Village.
Ah, so you're here about that then. Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
So those 3 questions are a no-go then. Is there anything else you can tell us?
I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
All right. Specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy. In his early 20s, probably. Incredibly kind sort of person. Always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village, there's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
Thank you. I ain't got time for your little side quest, sorry.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Maybe.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly, or play with the orphans in the village.
That's nice.
And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
Maybe.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out.
We'll try. No one remembers that information.
Well, Traveler, what do you think?
Probably more to this case than meets the eyes. A lot of things are not adding up.
I don't think so, too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
I would say it's more like he's someone who only exists in people's
Wait,
memories.
so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that. In an odd way to put it, but...
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
But knowing what we do know about memory and how easy it is to actually alter memories in Tevat, it's not impossible. It'd be like what happened with the Greater Lord Rukadavada, like some sort of mass alteration of people's memories. Well, that's pretty much what I just said.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
How did you know?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
I'm sure we'll track him down. We'll certainly try our best.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Atosa. I thought I was getting withered music for a moment there, withering music.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
I think I get what you mean. That's what family is for. But if you don't have a family, you can't do that.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that, a family member that I could talk to no matter what. Now I have lots of friends who understand me and would be happy to hear me out.
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well... I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow, you two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore.
Well, that's sad.
I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Don't say that. You've helped me understand him
The last
better.
time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sign. Also, you can see freaking Deshret's Pyramid Monasteum back there.
Well, time
Really?
always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It was always the same time of day, and time never seemed to pass. Based on what we've learned, this is definitely not a regular missing persons case. What Atosa just told us about time could be the key to unraveling the whole mystery. This whole mystery.
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange?
A little bit. Dot. A smidge.
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
I certainly hope not. Also, I don't have the Hydro to...
Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Why does it have to be a pyro one?
Hold the line!
set the fire or the grass on fire.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Question we should be asking now is, what is the Abyss Order doing around here?
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vimara Village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something, that could spell trouble for the villagers.
It very much would cause trouble for the villagers. Yeah, no, the Abyss Order has definitely caused trouble.
Wait a second. That person! It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Interesting to run into Mr. Bellkeeper.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. See you later.
Bye, Tosa. Tosa. Shoot, I forgot how it was pronounced. I'm sorry.
Yep, see you later, Atosa!
Tosa, I was correct.
Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
I still can't wait till he's playable.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on their tail, but I'll admit that we ran into them by accident.
No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
Well, let's see what more we can learn from villagers, and after that you still owe us money.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
I appreciate the fact that I didn't have to actually go and talk around to them.
Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear.
exhausted.
It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Well then, how about the intel you promised?
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Oh, that's right. So this is continuing from the Karariba story quest? I mean, it's been over a year since that came out, and it's gotta have been close to a year since I did that. Hold on. I only have one way to check. Kararibat. That was 3.6, I believe. Yep, 1 year ago with 40 views. Unfortunately, my most viewed Genshin stream at this point. It's alright though. I'm not complaining. I'm really doing these streams so that way people have that way people can see these story quests again. That's why I try not to speak too much during the lines.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
I want to have faith in her, but in a manner of speaking, yeah.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
What happened between the two of you? What really happened in Conria back then?
There were 5 of them. The 5 sinners of Conria. The wise, Roptatir. The visionary, Vedrfolnir. Gold, Rhindaughter. The foul, Sertalogi. And Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
Those all still sound very Sumeru-like names. Besides Rhindaughter, but we know quite a bit about her, and I can't wait to learn more. So actually, really the only reason I pulled for Albedo.
No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Alright, Eula, calm down.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertalogi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Somehow, everything is connected. If that is true, then the stone slates we found in that ruin of Fontaine, the ones outlined Fontaine's prophecy. That was likely Vedrfolnir's doing as
They were
well.
once people of great esteem in Canria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. The 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power.
Well, that's not good.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. And for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And then my sibling came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
It must be hard to talk about all of this, but thank you for telling me.
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
Yes, if I'm remembering correctly. Whoops. I hate those pop-ups and how they appear in the screenshots.
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment.
Exotic butters. Oh, no, yeah. The music, though. So mysterious.
The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
Probably.
The ley lines?
That would make sense.
Traveler, You were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
And one of the things that flow through the ley lines are memories.
Wait, then our commission here in Vamara Village. The person who seems to exist only in people's memories. Could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, the loom of fate. The missing person that doesn't seem to exist. What's the connection between all of this? Oh, are we gonna have to do those kinds of things again? Or to combine different evidence?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow.
Very well. Let's move into the house.
So tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff.
I didn't sleep well either. My head is a mess.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
And I will be right back. that moment. We do got a lot to really climb on.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here?
Excuse me. He was simply waiting for us.
Did something happen?
What's wrong, Dane?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly did you remember?
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
Huh? What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
How is that even possible?
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
Is the eye still safe? What if the memory is real?
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
What if someone follows us? If we go straight there and someone is on our trail, aren't we just exposing the eye's location? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order implemented that memory in the first place, to force Dane to confirm the eye's location. So why aren't you saying this out loud, Traveler? It seems pretty important. From what I know of him, though, I'm sure Dane has already thought of that possibility. Seems like he may already have a plan. Let's go. Lead the way, Dane. I still feel like you should have said that in person.
Of course.
It's in Sumeru? Why is it in Sumeru? I mean, I know the last time we saw Dane sleeve prior to the Calaribat event was down here, which is actually one of my favorite quests. The Upside Down City. The Nail. Loved that quest.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Sorry, Arlie. It doesn't seem like a very secure location, just saying.
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait.
Hmm?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Aye. Well, that's definitely suspicious. What was Dane gonna tell me just now?
Hey, wait up!
Dane, I'm a little concerned about you, man. I'm gonna have Pyro and Electro. Well, fine then. I'll have Electro.
All right, amuse me.
That's concerning, though. Dane, I think you've fallen into their trap, unfortunately.
Exotic butters. Exotic butters.
I could, you know the place in Konomiya. Architect.
Scatter! Come on out. Emerge. Right now. I'm always watching. Oh! Emerge. Right now. Laid bare.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Interesting. No, something's suspicious about that Safe's tone. Something's just not right. Period. It's gonna activate, isn't it? Well, it's not in there. I thought so.
Spring forth! Show them. Right here.
Interesting.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Question is... Oh, okay. Oops.
Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Something's sus about his voice. Dane, I don't think it's you. I think that memory is possessing you. Alright, we actually see the door of resurrection. I don't think it's there anymore, Dane.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
here. A sight to behold. Emerge.
Allow me.
Overruled. Witness my rise. Right now.
Hold the line.
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
Leave you here on your own, will you be alright?
The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Alright, if you say so, Dane. But I don't trust you'll be okay. Dane does have a point. But something still feels off. What am I missing? Is that Fatui music? Well, there's definitely something in the abyss walking up. The mean? With her glowing sword?
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
She's actually got her glowing sword, too. Hi, Lumine.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
She get the glowing sword. Is that the one from the opening? When will they'll play our traveler get their glowing sword? It's good to see the Abyss sibling again, though.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on. Trails over there?
They seem strangely
Weren't
calm.
they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
Wait, I hear something besides the wind.
In the new world, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now?
It was someone's voice. It's probably the missing villager.
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trails in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else. Looks like the same thing is happening over here, too. The hilly trails are calm.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
That's the voice again. This is once again making me feel bad for killing hilly trails, because they're really not they're not evil. Inherently.
Over there, it looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the hilly trails have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
I think that is our missing villager. Talking to us. You know, I wish these didn't drain any stamina like how ladders do in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Exotic butters.
Grandpa Medea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
Huh?
You don't remember? Things just got even more complicated.
Well, you know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadia. Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadia about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
It's too early to say. We should check in with the others first.
You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
And it's sunset again. Strangely enough.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently? Do you know where he went?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Strange. Bayron seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about disturbances with the ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely that it's related to memories in some way. I need to think carefully what's really going on. I hate this. I mean, like, it's cool.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories.
I mean, this is a cool mechanic. I liked it originally.
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now. Time travel is extremely difficult to perform. The current situation
Oh, my bad.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we really are in someone's memory, then this is our chance to find him.
If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is. Good idea. That'll help us narrow... We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
implement memories into the mind of others.
That! Can we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implementing memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could have perfectly blend in with old ones. There has to be some kind of tell.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location. There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind.
Perhaps it has something to do with time. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
We consider this in conjunction with what we already know. The questions of whose memory this is seems to have an obvious answer. I would say
the color
Atosa.
of the sky.
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
That one was easy.
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory.
Let's go to the tree.
Yeah, that's...
So that's where they'll be. Sorry, Paimon. I didn't mean to cut you off. Thought so. There's our missing person.
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She
Jahiet?
just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
I found him, but why does he look kind of familiar? Color ribbit?
Oh, right!
Curly hair?
This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet!
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
Aw, she's like, has a little bit of a heartbreak. That's sad.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You're... Factoring in the memories, the Abyss Order, the Loom of Fate, and everything else, I need to think of the one person that can connect all this together. Well, it's not going to be him, it's going to be Calariba.
The founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality. Dane's brother. One of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power of the Abyss. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate. You're... Kari Bear Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
You should still say goodbye to her, man. I don't understand that. I don't speak that language. Why does this feel familiar? I feel like I've been in this area before. The proof of existence. This is like a domain. Like one of the ones you find in Liyue. Around, the plains. Whaley Plains, there we go. I can walk on the water. It's magical. Before I go talk to him, because we'll likely never see this area again. Islands. Is that a house or is that another tree up there? It looks more like a house. Pretty. What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know.
You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now... the time has finally arrived.
A rare opportunity for me as well. I should try to learn as much information from Kellerwood as I can. What exactly happened to you? What exactly is the Loom of Fate?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate, but despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Loom of Fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction.
That's not good.
In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion.
That's unfortunate.
The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate.
Whoever is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving ley lines, as I expected.
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But As more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories.
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
The memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implemented by Calribat through the half-finished Loom of Fate. That makes sense, but I'm still lost as to why he went so far to introduce himself to all the residents of Valmera Village. Why did you implement memories of yourself into the people of Valmera Village?
Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life.
So that's why. I would have never have guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing in people's memories really count as living?
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa.
Aww. That's cute. Heartbreaking though. Curry birch, that's right.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village.
I mean, don't we all kind of wish for that?
I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time.
Exotic butters.
I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness.
Sorry guys, this is just... I'm an emotional person.
Even the form you
Really
see
sad.
before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
In the end, this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Conria back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort to them. They all believe you once lived among them.
I know.
Well, now that I've found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif. Twilight Sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Settled?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
Oh no. What? Loom of Fate is already complete? That means the eye of the first field tailor must have fallen into the hands of the Abyss. Could something have happened to Dane?
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane has never handed me the eye.
That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false memory? Made him think that? What?
Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
So when Dane froze up back then, it was because of the false memories being implemented in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
So Dane had the eye with this whole time until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. Now that the Loom of Fate is complete, what are you planning on doing with it?
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Your goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory.
Yeah.
after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish.
I feel bad for him, don't get me wrong. But he still let the Abyss Order complete the Loom of Fate. And therefore, I probably screwed over a lot of Tevat. I gave Abyss that power. The Abyss the power. I mean, despite, even if he had good intentions, I feel like that was the wrong choice, Cowrie. Herbert. I don't think he should have done that.
To comfort me, my father told me a story. That this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears. Even if just for a moment. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
So the thing that caused the hilichurls to calm down back there was Caribert's story. So that was his goal, though it was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal. And all he wanted to do was offer the hilichurl a moment of comfort.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
Perhaps. I think it was a very meaningful
All that's
indeed.
left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the loom of fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Alright, hold on. Still do it, right, man?
Exotic butters.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone. And this face will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation?
Alright, I mean... I heard tears
The
welling
chance
up.
to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I almost can't believe it's real.
Exotic
Why did I get
butters.
emotional over this?
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
What exactly are you planning? What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate?
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time. Before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles are still asleep?
Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the Heavenly Principles, don't you?
You could say that. Just look at Kari there. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist?
It was the Heavenly Principles. It's true.
Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words.
I mean, they also separated us.
Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the End. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. to have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Such a shame. I hope that I was able to capture all of that. Still, it's heartbreaking and unfortunate.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. I hope I don't get the copyright. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
He never changes, does he? I'm having trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Herbert and I talked for a while. He told me that
Wait,
about the limit.
really? What a score!
I guess our commission is complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memories, was Herbert all along. Now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
That I can't seem to remember. I feel like something else happened, but why can't I remember it? It's because you won't be able to, because of the memory losing its tether. And unfortunately, along with that loss was your brief reunion with your sister, Ether. I guess I should call him Romeo in this case. But, you know, his real name is Ether. Such a shame. It's a real shame. Sorry. I needed a moment to process that. It's disappointing, admittedly. Still, humans can't be reunited. Yet.
Exotic butters.
It almost feels like I lost something. You did, traveler.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like quite a happy family, apparently. And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Karabert says his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave
Oh,
them.
and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
It would have been. This is a unique thing. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Care Bear is gone, and the Loom of Fate is now complete. No one will try to change the villagers' advice.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
I hope that video captured everything that went on, the cutscenes there, so I can upload it to YouTube later. Screw off random event.
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
He wanted you to forget him? That seems wrong. I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right?
I saw a traveler want to try and offer
Okay,
comfort.
I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his reasons.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
He's gone, unfortunately, Atosa. I can't say that, but he's gone forever.
Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now.
I don't think hers can.
Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear?
Right, what was it that happened? I can't remember. Something in my pocket.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
You must get along with each other, the two of you. Well, at least it's not entirely gonna let the memory be forgotten. It's cute though. Grumpy Lumine. Pouty Lumine's kind of cute though. Or are they smiling? It's kind of hard to tell. Precious good photo that somehow surpassed the rules of time. A precious group photo that surpassed the rules, somehow being taken by some unknown person using unknown means in a space that should no longer exist. I feel like that should be a 5-star item, just saying. Well, I guess that's it for the live stream and the story quest. I appreciate the fact it wasn't super long. Only took me about 2 hours. I doubt Farina's story quest is going to be that quick. I need to do that quest at some point. As well as I would like to do Nikomata and Boots' little quest. Simulacra. But I probably won't stream that. But still, it is a shame that he won't remember the conversations, but I don't know how that photo even managed to exist, but maybe it was something to do with the Luma fate. But I appreciate Kelly Robert for allowing us to have that photo. But alas, this is where I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream somewhat. Enjoy the rest of your night.